I don't know why some people are having such trouble with these heaters. I now own 6 of these. They are in daily use for weeks at a time, for up to 3 to 5 months of each year. This is a great product which has made living in my off-the-grid cabin bearable even in winter. Performance in cold weather, updated for the past 9 years. I've used the Big Buddy heaters to heat 2 small cabins, 200 sq feet each, with vaulted ceilings. Without the Big Buddy, my primary cabin averages 37 F in the winter, and my studio averages 35 F. With the Big Buddy, I can keep either cabin at a toasty 65 to 70 F. In the past, I used the smaller Mr. Buddy for years to heat a tent in winter for 2 weeks at a time while working in the mountains. How long to heat a space? Cabin, from full cold, 37 to 45 F indoors, it feels like it takes forever to heat 200 sq feet on low. On high, my cabin is toasty warm in about 10 to 12 minutes. The heater then keeps the space too warm, so I have to turn it down to low, or start cycling it on and off every hour. Tent, it never heats the tent, too much loss through the tent walls. It just provides a radiant heat source for the side of your body that faces it. I could never decide if that made things better to have some heat, or worse, one side warm and the other freezing my hiney off. Bottle vs tank plus fuel filter. I have used both the Mr. Buddy and the Big Buddy with 1-pound bottles and 20-pound tanks, with and without fuel filters. Over the past 10 years, I have had only one failure, one heater clogged with a 20-pound tank, no fuel filter. All my other heaters have performed flawlessly, and I have had 2 Mr. Buddies, and now have 5 Big Buddies. I gave away the Mr. Buddies, and went solely to the Big Buddies. I started using fuel filters only in the last 8 months. It's a preventative measure for my older equipment, since the heaters worked fine for years without the filters. Yield, 1-pound bottle, 5 hours on high, maybe. If you're refilling your 1-pound bottles, remember that they're never as full as new ones, sometimes only 75% full, and you're going to eat up the refills very fast. 20-pound tank seems to last forever. The heater will run 1+ week in snow ice weather, if I'm careful and willing to layer up a bit indoors. Medium setting, don't do it. Use either low, single burner, or high, both burners. The medium setting burns on both burners, but does not burn cleanly. I can smell the propane. This seems to be an overall design flaw, not a defect of any given heater. Also, the medium setting is not much faster in heating the space than the low setting, and it doesn't seem to add that much more heat. Feels like the worst of all worlds, wasteful, unclean burning, and not very efficient. Continuous use, wasteful. The heater will work just fine if you leave it on for an hour or more. I've certainly done that indulgence, but you'll waste a lot of propane. Better to turn it on, heat your space, then turn it off for a while. If you throw down some carpeting, you'll be fine for an hour before you need to fire it up again. Remember, this is essentially a camp heater. You're not trying to achieve a tropical setting, you're trying to keep the space comfortably bearable. Indoors at night, don't do it. Although it is safe to use indoors, and after years of experience with these heaters, I am confident in that claim, I still do not recommend running it at night or while you're sleeping. I've had the co-alarms go off 3 times this last year, once dangerously, from other things. I just don't think it's a good idea to run any propane appliance indoors in a small space when you're not conscious. Safety features: bump it, even slightly, and it will shut off. While I appreciate the safety feature, personally, I find this annoying. I live and work in a tiny space. Bumping things, stepping over it in hiking boots, is almost inevitable. The wire cage that protects you from the ceramic elements is well designed, far enough from the elements to protect against accidental touch, without adding too much bulk. This is especially important when you're wearing bulky layers and unknowingly dangling coat sleeves, lanyards, and jacket corners. I have yet to find another propane heater I'd be comfortable having in a tight space. Accessory: carry bag. Don't do it. What a waste. A soft-sided bag that doesn't really protect the heater, with 2 huge pockets on either end for the 2 extra 1-pound bottles. Makes the entire package bulky, susceptible to damage, annoyingly shaped, and hard to store around other objects. Just keep your original box, or get a suitable tub for the heater plus a couple 1-pound bottles. You'll be able to pack it more efficiently, travel without worrying about moisture, and move it wherever you want without risking so much damage. Price: I've gotten much better prices locally than I've ever seen on Amazon. I suggest you shop around. Bottom line, this is a great product, well designed, portable, lightweight, compact, and safe. Without the big buddy, I would not endure the cold very well in my cabins. This product has allowed me to work anywhere, in any weather, for the minimal price of a tank of propane. Really, that's pretty darn